Good blessed Throwback Thursday, February the 25th, 2021. It's about 9:55 a.m. Greet all human beings all around the world with the universal greetings of peace and the blessings of God be with you. Doesn't matter what your political, philosophical, personal, nor your religious beliefs may be. Doesn't matter whether you're the richest or the poorest person on the face of this earth. It doesn't even matter whether you the proclaimed toughest to the proclaimed weakest person on the face of this earth. Doesn't matter if you're my family, friends, nor my proclaimed enemies. Today I'm coming to honor my dad again. A honorably discharged Army World War II veteran. I also come to honor all those who served in the military, no matter what your religious beliefs may be, no matter what your political, philosophical, nor personal beliefs may be, with the exception of those who was fighting to keep slavery going. Those who fought for racism. I don't honor you. And I'm going to tell you why. You see, a person has time to change. Just like the lady who lost her life on Wednesday, January the 6th, 2021 in Washington, D.C., when she was amongst some white supremacists that was storming the White House. She was a 19-year Air Force veteran. You see, she had to make her amends with God. I can't respect her as being, whether she dead or alive, I can't respect her as being a honorably discharged or honorably individual serving and protecting this flag that y'all talk about. That's justice for all. When I say y'all, you see what I'm saying? I'm not going to burn the flag. I'm not going to directly diss the flag, but, you know, sometimes people lay here, they get offended when black folks or some other folks, when they saying the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag, when they bend down and put a fist up. They see this being an insult to the flag. Now, if that's an insult to the flag, let's go back to January the 6th, 2021, on a Wednesday. Let's go back then. When they were storming the White House, when I said I'm not going to call them Trump supporters. I'm going to call them what they are. Domestic white supremacist terrorists. Because if it was any other nationality, that's what they'd have been said. They would have been called. But most of them, if not all of them, would be history. And we got to agree. They'd have been shot and gunned down. But let's go back to that day, Wednesday, January the 6th, 2021, when they were storming that White House. Let me tell you what the former Missouri State Attorney General Josh Hawley, who's a senator now in the White House representing the state of Missouri. When they was storming that White House, this is what he did. He giving him power to these white supremacists. But he came down here a few years ago in Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County, and arrested the then sheriff, Corey Huxton, and put numerous charges on him. But yet, ain't too many people saying nothing about, especially you so-called black leaders, you ain't saying nothing about that. But for him to put his fists up when people's lives was in danger, That show you what he think, not just of the state of Missouri, black folks, but he's showing you what he think of this country. And he talking about running for president in 2024, y'all. To be aware is to be alive. Let me get back. You see, my dad, even though he honored this flag, you know, there were some blacks here, 2 of them. One of them is on the run, they said, for giving information to the feds, and the feds done put him in hiding. And the other one, his buddy, is about to face life, maybe in prison, for racketeering and everything else. They said my dad wasn't in the military. My dad wasn't in the military then. Why did these people give me this flag? Where did them medals come from? Why did those honor guards do the taps at his home going? Ask the one why he on the run. He done made a lot of videos with these white supremacist police and some of these sellout black so-called preachers. Ask him why, what are these medals doing here? Ask him what all these other things doing here. There he is right there. He's honorably discharged. But let me just say this here, y'all. I want to honor, I'm going to try to remember all of them. Let me go with my uncle, Ernest Ivy, who was a career war veteran. I thank God for him. May he rest in peace in Bloomfield, where my daddy is at, Bloomfield, Missouri, Military Cemetery. You can't be buried in the military cemetery if you haven't been in the military cemetery. I'd like to honor my niece, Felicia Williams, and her husband, my nephew-in-law, for their service, given 20 years or more in the United States Navy. I'd like to give my friend from Cabrini Green that I grew up with, Frank Hudson, Roger Carroll, Raymond Carroll, Jerry Hughes, Anthony Hughes, and I believe it was either Joe or Johnnie Hughes, Donnie Phipps, Donnie Elsie, and all of my social internet friends, and anybody else that I might have left out. I can't forget my cousin, Larry Wallace, from Sykes, Missouri, who was killed in the Vietnam War. All these people honored this here flag. They didn't diss the flag, but yet they fought against racism within the military. My dad told the story. You see, I videoed him for those that don't believe me. He told the story when he was drafted from Charleston, Missouri. It was racism here then. He was in a school where it was all blacks because whites didn't want him in the Charleston, Missouri Consolidated School number 7, better known now as the Charleston R1 School District. They didn't want blacks there. They had to file a lawsuit. You don't believe me? Google up Davis versus the Charleston, Missouri, Mississippi County Consolidated Schools number 7. Google it up. You know, my dad said when he went to the military, he left from racism. When he went to the military, they separated the blacks from the whites. They didn't sleep in the same barracks. You see what I'm saying? And when he was discharged from the military, let me tell you, he was discharged from the military and he seen that same racism. On his dying bed, he seen that same racism. And some of the friends that I grew up with in Cabrini Green and some of the other people that I know that's being 100% real, it's still racism there, y'all. It's still racism in this country. If it wasn't, you see what I'm saying? If it wasn't, then why is Josh Hawley still a senator? Why is, I believe it was Ted Cruz, whoever else was with him, why is some of them other senators and police officers is still occupying them seats, y'all. It's dangerous, y'all, that you think some of these senators, some of these judges, one of the Supreme Court judges now, Supreme Court judges, the United States Supreme Court justices, is 9 of them. They serve for life until they either retire or die. One of their sons was one of the ones that was storming the White House on Wednesday, January the 6th, 2021. Now that should take a good look and see which one of them son it was and see how deep that racism go back in their generation. I'ma leave for right now, y'all. I ain't gonna diss the flag, but I can surely tell you one thing. I don't care who don't like it. This flag does not represent all of the people in the United States. Because if it did, when these veterans get out, all veterans get out, they should be notified of their benefits. My dad didn't know about his benefits all these years, 70-something years, until he came down here. You see, because if my dad knew about his benefit, when my mother died in 1989, July the 17th, 1989, may she rest in peace, she would be in a military cemetery right now because she was married to my daddy. I'm going to leave y'all with that. But then again, like I say, all I'm asking y'all to do is know what's going on in this country. Know who your politicians is. Everybody don't speak on this. You see, this country, what's happening now, this country was built on racism. It was built on the black backs of slaves. If anybody, look at that. The man from the furniture company gave me a power to the people. They sat there and listened to me, white and black, listened to me telling the truth. They listened to me to telling the truth. And the truth will set you free, y'all. Rest in peace, Dad. I'm going to keep your legacy going on. Rest in peace, all of y'all that actually fought for this country, for all people. And I'm still praying for all of y'all that's still alive, that y'all get y'all benefits. The military haven't contacted me damn time. The last time I seen anybody from the military was at my dad's homegoing, February the 1st, 2021, at the funeral home. When I took my dad to the hospital on the 4th of January, and the military transferred him to a civilian hospital, ain't nan one of them contact me nan time. That's how much they love their soldiers, y'all. But y'all don't have to take my word for it. Talk to some of the other military people. But you can't take this from my daddy. None of y'all. Peace be still.